All right, welcome Cho Show Podcast Network family. And there is Jack. Okay.
There we go.
Jack.
What up?
Can everybody see each other?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
okay.
okay, bet. Let's go.
All right, so I'm joined by a trio of UCO All Americans, wide receiver Terrill Davis, offensive lineman Montriel Lee, and linebacker Jack Puckett. Gentlemen, thank you for taking time this evening to come on and talk to not only me, but those that come through the stream. For those that are coming in, please feel free to leave a comment, ask a question. We would love to hear from you all. Before we get into it, though, I've already talked to TD. I've talked to Montriel so far this off season. But I haven't had a chance to ask you this question, Jack. You were named All-American, something I called many moons ago. But for you, what does it mean to be named an All-American?
Man, it means a lot. I mean, it means the basic things you would think where all the hard work has started to pay off. But for me, more than my individual work and whatnot, just it means that this group has finally developed a winning culture and really started to play our brand and our standard of football together. And these guys put me in position to make the plays that I made in order to receive that honor. So it really just means I had as much fun as possible out on the field with these guys, and it resulted in me earning that honor. So it's a pretty awesome feeling.
And I'll pose this question to the three of you, whichever one wants to answer first. How has spring been going for you each individually?
It's been going good. I can't complain. We've been getting all the new guys in there and just seeing who's going to fill those roles of the people who left. And I think that they've been doing pretty good, all the new guys. So it's exciting.
I could say for me personally, the spring has been very competitive and fun. We talk noise in between plays, but outside of the plays, we find ways to coach each other up and just keep building the culture between the guys that's been here and the guys that we all brought in.
Yeah, and then for me, I mean, it's been a lot of fun. So a lot of fun so far. Trail said it best. We talk a lot of trash during practice and whatnot, but it's just been so fun. That's the best way to describe it. Super competitive. We've got new guys in, like TD said, working on training them up, helping them replace guys that we've lost, and like I said, just having a lot of fun with it. It's been great.
Now, when it comes to trash talking, now which unit usually gets the better? Is it offense or defense?
It just depends on who's having a better day, I guess.
Yeah, honestly, it kind of depends on that.
I agree. It flips, but when it
Like
flips,
sometimes we'll get team one, they'll get team two, or like the next day they'll get team one, then we'll get team two. So it's like a momentum thing.
definitely.
And you mentioned now incorporating some of the mid-year guys, some of the newer guys into the culture. Now, as elder statesmen, as leaders, how has that been? Maybe from years past of maybe taking more of a prominent role in helping those guys adjust to the standard that you all have.
Uh, I could say for me, I enjoy it. They kind of helped me work on being more of a vocal leader. Coach Doros always challenged me like I can't just lead by example. I need to be able to have a voice. So just them coming in, not necessarily looking up to me, but just knowing that they can have trust and faith in me that I can put them in the right direction. I enjoy that.
Yeah, and then to build off that, kind of like Trail said, they help us elevate our leadership skills and whatnot. But then also like they help us double down on our standard and make sure as an outside person coming in and looking in for the first time, they reflect what we're showing them off rip. And I'm super proud of everyone that we've brought in. Love them all, and they're reflecting a lot of great traits that I believe they saw from us as a team first, and that makes me feel great because that just means they stepped into the standard that we want to be about, and we haven't slacked off whatsoever. And we are examples that we would like to be.
Yeah, man, I agree with what both they said. So they really hit it on the head on that one.
And has the mindset or approach been different for you all this spring compared to springs in the past? Now, you're coming in being the hunted and not the hunters, and knowing what's now in front of you. Has the approach changed for you all, or is it the same as it kind of has been the past couple of years?
I feel like it's been really the same approach. It's just always getting better and always just learning how to play with your new teammates and learning how to better things that you could have did better last year. So I feel like the approach is the same, but it's definitely a more focused mindset because now we have a identity and now we just got to go out and execute it.
Yeah, one thing Coach Curley always says, it's like a quote he says, and it's called, or if I'm correct, I want to say it's be where your feet are. And that's kind of what we just stand by, just taking it day by day, like letting the past be the past, letting the future be the future, and just worry about what we got right now.
That's a great point by Trail. And one thing Doral always likes to talk about is being process oriented, which is similar to what Curly's talking about there. It's just like Trail said. I mean, we don't look to week 1 or week 0 against UTPB and worry about that. I mean, we worry about tomorrow morning at 5:45 showing up to the meeting and being locked in and doing what we can that day.
And kind of talk about like what a typical day is for you all, because people hear 5:45, and that's by the time I get up to go to my 9 to 5. So like, what is a typical day for you all during spring football?
So like I told you, I mean, early on mornings that we have practice, which is 3 days a week, we the training room opens up at 5 a.m. for taping guys. So go get your ankles done, wrist done, whatever. 5:45, it's a team meeting. Some days that'll be followed up by a special teams meeting. If there's not that, then you're going to roll right into position meetings, and then you're going to be out on the field before 7 a.m. Get the practice finished up. And I've personally enjoyed practicing in the morning this spring. After that, a lot of guys have class, and then one big thing with this new morning practice is you got to take care of yourself. You got to be sleeping and stuff. And then, man, I've been proud of the guys. The amount of guys we have in the training room for all the right reasons, such as recovery, has been really good this spring. So that really takes up the rest of our days, mixed in with class, kind of like I said.
Did it, Trail? You want to add anything, or did Jack pretty much sum it up for you?
No, Jack
yeah,
pretty
really
much summed up what it is, honestly.
Okay. And now for each of you position wise, and I know earlier you mentioned some of the new guys coming in to help replace what you all lost. I'll just start kind of clockwise and going down. GD, you would know that your room, Delso is gone. I believe Madison is gone. There were some guys that have come in there. How has that new group done so far?
I know we have one new transfer, and that's really all. I know we have some freshmen coming in later on in the summertime, but man, I'm just proud of the guys that's stepping into those roles, and I'm excited to see what they're gonna do because like some guys that didn't get a chance to show what they could do last year can finally get their chance, and we got a couple of guys. We got Hagen stepping up, and we got CJ, and we got our new transfer Christian, and of course Shu. So I'm excited to see what those guys are going to do this year, and I'm just proud of the work that they put in on a daily basis.
And for Montriel, now I mean the bulk of you, to my knowledge, are back. Obviously, Noah's gone. I know that's like feel like you all have been like almost at the hip during your whole careers. I feel like. What has that been like? Kind of not having Noah there, and how has the rest of the line done so far this spring?
Man, we really just gather around each other and just keep finding ways to get better. Like I just give them simple advice as whatever your bad habit is on a certain play, whether it's inside zone to the left, like if you have low pad level on that, you need to write that down. If you feel like it's pass protection to the right and you miss with your hands, you need to focus on aiming at the chest. Like we we just focus on little things to keep getting better. And they always want to learn. So if they can be coachable, we can get anywhere with that.
And Jack, for you, I mean, your unit, to my knowledge, is pretty much intact. I mean, you all did lose, obviously, Zion and Noah to graduation, but you all were insanely deep last year. How has your linebacker unit looked so far?
In my opinion, they've looked really good. Super proud of my guys. In my opinion, we're one of the closest units on the team, and that's been a lot of fun to be a part of. But what I think is cool is how we kind of look completely different out there as far as shapes and sizes and personnel and stuff. But we're still a production-based unit, and I feel like we've been a very productive unit this spring thus far. And man, like you said it best, we're an insanely deep room and extremely competitive. My younger brother, along with other guys in the room, are all competing for spots, and it's just been so fun to watch those guys because, man, we work hard. They play extremely hard, all of them, and they're all extremely coachable, and it's been a lot of fun helping all those younger guys out.
And kind of I pose this question to all three of you. Because spring and fall camp are like very long periods of you all hating each other, and I think I forgot who said it. It was like wall to wall football. What kind of, for those that might not know, like, are the biggest challenges of going through spring ball, of going through a fall camp where it really is just like wall to wall football almost day in and day out for you all?
I would say just being there and just enjoying it. Honestly, just I know it's like for some people it's like more of like a challenge, but if you look at it as like a opportunity just to show the coaches what you can do and produce throughout the spring, and I feel like you'll have fun with it. And then in fall, I feel like it is a grind for those 2 weeks of fall camp, but at the end of the day, you got to keep the end goal in mind, in the back of your head, and knowing that we're getting ready to play a long season. So I feel like it's fun if you look at it as an opportunity.
Yeah, and then just to build off that, TD said it well, like especially in the spring. I mean, you've got a long spring full of workouts that roll right into OTAs, and then your live practices. So it's kind of easy for things to hit a little bit of a lull. But like TD said, and like Trail said earlier, be where your feet are and find a way to be happy. And that's what this team is so good at. We wake up and Trail could be in a bad mood. I could be in a terrible mood. But the moment I see one of these two guys and we start trash talking or we're playing hacky sack or something in the locker room, like we're just good at being where our feet are and pushing through the lulls in fall camp and spring ball. As you can imagine, it's pretty physically taxing and especially mentally taxing. But when you're surrounded by guys that you truly care about, you're going to find a way to be where your feet are and just be happy, like TD said.
Yeah, like Jack said, just the chemistry we got built, it just makes us want to be around each other. Like even with the coaches, like we joke around with the coaches, and we know when it's time to be serious. And when you surrounded by something like that, it makes you want to be around something like that.
We have our first question from the comment section from Mr. Doug Williams. Mr. Williams, I always appreciate your support, sir. This question is aimed towards Jack. He asked, how is the secondary coming along?
I've been extremely impressed by the secondary this far in the spring. Man, we've hit home runs with the guys we've brought in through the transfer portal these last 2 years. Just to mention a few, David Williams, Willie Rice, Deuce. Those are a few guys we brought in last year, and we added some more great additions this year. We've switched some personnel up, moving some guys around, seeing who's best where. And all in all, I'm impressed by the speed of our back end. I'd say that's the biggest thing we've improved on is when I'm going through my reads, I see guys coming down from the secondary already running the alley and whatnot. And then just their level of communication with us has been great already, and we're only halfway through spring ball. So I'm really excited to see what those guys can do come spring game, and it's been a great spring so far.
And I'll pose the question to TD as well, since you go against those guys in practice. What have you seen from the secondary from a receiver's point of view?
It's definitely some in people coming in and filling those roles. We lost Kobe, but I feel like we brought in people that can still play, and the back end. It's always a beef with the back end at the end of the day when you're a receiver, but at the end of the day, they're our teammates, and so you got to be realistic, and those guys can play football.
Now I do have to ask because DBs always claim they can play receivers, so I have to ask when they get the opportunities to make a play on the ball in terms of interceptions, are they catching it more times than not, or do we still have drops?
All I'm gonna say is that nobody chooses to wake up and chooses to be a DB. You get put there because you can't. You either can't catch or something's wrong in the receiver standpoint. So nobody wakes up and chooses DB, and if you do, you're lying.
That's tough. Okay, wait, now I do have a question now because I think it was in 2020-23. I had talked to JK after you all's homecoming win against Missouri Southern. There was like 3 or 4 drop picks. He mentioned getting on the jugs machine. Now, after he said that, he said he wasn't sure if you all had jugs machines. So, do you all have jugs machines, or was he just blowing smoke at that point?
We had one, but it broke.
All right. Well, at least he wasn't lying. He wasn't lying on that front. Now for Jack, now you're having Coach Harrell back. This is what your first time, I think, having the same position coach, if I'm not mistaken, in back-to-back years. And just being year 2 under him, how big is that for you from just a not only a player coach relationship standpoint, but like an on-field standpoint?
Man, it's big time. I mean, I talk about it all the time. In my opinion, he's one of the most underrated coaches I've ever met. He's probably the best position coach I've ever met. He's just perfect for our room, and a lot of guys are super familiar with him. I mean, he was here my freshman year for a while, took another position, but like you said, he's come back. Was with us last season, was a huge help. He kind of like Trell was talking about, how we're an extremely close team and extremely close with the coaches. Well, that's a perfect example. The linebacker room is very close, and we're very close with our position coach. And what that does is it just helps communication on Saturdays. It speeds it up big time. When I come off to the sideline and I'm frustrated or he's frustrated, we just can communicate so clearly because we have so much background together. So it really means a lot having him there with me.
And for Montriel and TD, because I mean, I know Curley has been your receivers coach since 2022. I know for Trell, Coach Dorrell is always involved with the offensive line. Like, how big is that continuity to have that same voice, that same relationship for multiple seasons?
I feel like it just builds a lot of trust, kind of like what Jack said, like just being around a coach that you can go talk to at any time is big time. And I know that Curly moved into the box. Now he's not on the sideline as much, but it's no difference really. He gets on the headset, he talks to us the same, and Doral's always down there to help us communicate anything that he wants to tell us. So I feel like it's just having that person that you've been around and that's coaching you through these years. I feel like it's major for sure.
Yeah, I could definitely say the same. I can say building the trust with me and Coach Dorrell, and just him kind of instilling like the X and O's in me, and just like him having the trust for me to go out there. Like in-game adjustments are easy with him. Like sometimes we don't even have to come to the sideline mid-drive. Like I may not make the call, but like if the center make the call, we all know we on the same page that we ain't even got to go to the sideline to make this adjustments. We old enough, we to practice this, so we can just make this adjustment right now. And when we get to the sideline, we'll just tell him, and then he'll be understanding. Like, I see what y'all did. Like, that's y'all being ball players right there.
Now I do have to ask because I know it was like the first week or so of spring ball. You all are just in helmets, shorts, and your jersey, and then the pads come on. what is that like adjustment? Because here it's been couple of months since you all last put on the pads. So when you put on the pads for the first time, what is that like? What is that feeling like before, during, and after? Because I'm sure there's probably some kind of soreness there. You haven't been tackled in quite some time. So
I feel like it's just like an excitement, getting back in the pads. I feel like everybody's super excited beforehand, and during, you really just let go and you just play your game, and then after, for sure, I know everybody's sore after that first day of full pads. So it's definitely a process.
Yeah, I can say the same. It's definitely like the tension is there. You be ready to go hit somebody, and then I bump into Jack out there and do my thing, and then like just after practice, you be ready to sit down and just call it a day.
Yeah. Trill spot on with that. I mean, before when we're in helmets doing like OTAs and stuff, it's fun, but like you're super just in the right spot, checking your feet, making sure all that's good. And then like TD said, you put the pads on and the speed just jumps up big time. I mean, I'm coming downhill, I'm trying to hit. I do hit trail, and then after practice, like Trail said, we both sitting in the lockers, just a little sore, but having fun with it. So it's a lot of fun when you finally get those on.
now, when it comes to the soreness, now like what for each of you is kind of the way that you all treat that, handle that? Because soreness is you can be sore but feel like something severely hurts. So like how do you all recover from that?
I feel like it's really just prevention, always making sure you're stretching. Like, have a routine, stretching, rolling out. That's really mostly what I do. I hit the cold tub sometimes, but like just mostly stretching.
Yeah, I mean, for me, kind of like Didi said, I've got a stretch routine that I know. Like I've got certain parts of my body that I need to make sure I stretch, mainly my hips and really my hamstrings. And then for me, like being a linebacker and taking on blocks, my neck is by far what gets the most sore, my upper back. And then for that, I really just make sure I lock in on my nutrition and get as much sleep as possible. So I really just fix that with rest because that'll go away on its own, really. But as long as I'm stretching and sleeping right, I usually feel pretty good.
Trail, you have any certain way you work around the soreness?
Yeah, most definitely. I definitely try to get 8 hours of sleep. Stretch. Here and there, I get in the cold tub. I'm not really a fan of it. Like, it's just kind of too cold for me. But outside of stretching and sleep, that's really all I do.
And I remember, I think it was Hunter last year had mentioned like some of the biggest adjustments for like the newer guys in general, especially when the freshmen come in, is like how it's like recovery, how to take care of themselves. This being you all's, third, fourth, fifth springs. How has your previous spring experiences helped you maybe better prepare physically for this, recovery wise, preparation wise? Like what have you learned over the years that's helped you out this go round?
For me, it just be experience, just taking in all the tips that the strength and conditioning coaches gave us as far as just nutrition, lifting properly, and just taking care of your body, like just as far as drinking water and just making sure to get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, sleep's a big one. Like you got to do your best to get as much as you can, like right around that 8 hours mark. And then for me, like last spring, I didn't really get a last spring. I actually had to have a surgery due to injury during last season or 2 seasons ago. So for me, like I never want to go back to that. So I make sure I put a extra emphasis on just recovery, strength and conditioning. Like Trail said, is a big part of it. We've got a great staff, so they've kept us healthy. But man, just sleeping right and doing what I need to not go back to being out in the spring like I was last year is just super important to me.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Jack say. I had bad back injury last spring, and just being with our strength and conditioning coaches, and they showing us like certain things that we got to do is big for us. And I know we all appreciate those guys, and they come through a lot when it comes to the recovery things.
And now I know Trell mentioned a minute ago strength and conditioning, which reminded me. I've been seeing a lot of videos about you all in the weight room there. Seems to be a good amount of weight being lifted. Talk about like the progress that you all have seen in terms of your weight room performances.
I feel like it's definitely an improvement, and I know everyone can say that here. Just when you got people that strength coaches that take care of your body and not just hammer you all the time, you actually get that recovery, and I know it makes it honestly like easier to lift heavier weight. So I know that's been big for me, just not being tired all the time. I can actually come in and work up to a max.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Like he said, biggest thing is we have trust in them because they've got respect for us, and that just makes us work a lot harder for them. And the biggest thing is, I mean, we do lift heavy, but our team has gotten much faster. I mean, in the quad score, the 45s look great, and specifically the power clean weights have gone up tremendously. I mean, and that's a direct correlation. Like we lift for speed, and it correlates to the field. We don't win in the weight room to lose on the field, and that's a big thing we pride ourselves on, and is really starting to pay off.
Yeah, I agree with both with everything they both said. I feel like, in my personal opinion, they stress technique a lot, especially when it comes to the power clean. Like we would just have circuits of just, I don't want to say learning how to power clean, but just mastering the technique of power clean. So just little things like that added up over the spring till we got to max day, and it was just a lot of people hitting PRs, and like it was just proud to see that moment, like everybody happy.
And I know for TD and Trell, because you all were here by 2021. I remember when Coach Doral took the job, the first thing he said he wanted to improve on was you all's numbers in the weight room. Looking back now, seeing the progress, I mean, how proud are you of you all's growth in that area over the years since Coach Doral has taken over?
I would just say super proud. It's a big difference a coach can make, and I feel like Coach Doral came in and did what he had to do to make a winning program, especially in the weight room. He put the right people in there to take care of us, and he actually put people in there that listens to us, listen to our feedback, and ask for feedback too, because that's a big thing. Like some coaches won't ask how the team is feeling, but our coaches make sure they ask us, and they'll respond on how our bodies are responding.
Yeah, and another, just to piggyback off of what TD said, like another thing Doro emphasizes body comp. And like for some people, he wants some people to gain weight. It could be 5 pounds, it could be 6, it could be 7. He wants some people to lose maybe 5, 6, or 7 pounds. But it's what he feels is best for you, is like what you gonna play at on the field. So it's just things like that that like just all goes hand in hand.
And in cases like that, I mean, I know that comes with like lifestyle changes and stuff. So like for you all, because I know the off season, for you all after like school ends, spring ends, kind of like almost on your own per se until you all report back. So how do you all kind of like keep the conditioning, keep the weight training, keep that up during the off season?
Man, it's a lifestyle, man. Like if you love it, you ain't gotta ask yourself to go get up and get that work in. Like we send it in the group chat sometimes, or I may not bump into Jack and TD individually, but I'll bump into some of the other teammates at the gym.
Yeah. Trail spot on with that. I mean, like he said, it's a lifestyle, and if you really love this game, you're going to do what needs to be done to show up for your teammates when they need you, when it's time to report back. And then, like Trail said, I mean, we're super tight, and there's going to be people getting work in the group chat. So if you think you're the only one, you're wrong, and if you think you can't, you're also wrong. So we just hold each other accountable, and we all live the lifestyle the right way, and we do it together.
Yeah, just to piggyback off, I mean, our core values are selfless, tough, and disciplined. And the big one in there is just being disciplined. And that comes when you're out of the facility, and on our breaks in the winter and in the summer. So just being able to, stay in shape, stay the way that they think that you play the best at is being disciplined. So I feel like our team does a good job at doing that.
I mean, the big news was this past week, or I think it was this past week, was that you all for your spring game are going to be playing Southern Nazarene. Now, I think TD and Trell, you all played against them in 2021 in the exhibition game during that whole weird COVID time for you all. But like playing a spring game in general, now I feel like it's like a dying art, unfortunately. But then getting to play it against another team, what like I'm sure it's exciting for you when you get to hit somebody else beside yourself. But like, how did you all kind of find out that you'd be playing Southern Nazarene for your spring game?
I know it was in talks last year of trying to play them, and it just didn't work out. And so Coach Doral kind of told us all when we came back at the beginning of spring, that we're going to have a spring game. And I feel like that's just very exciting. Like you said, it's dying, and we haven't had one since we've been here. So, we're excited to go out and play somebody else other than us. So it's going to be fun.
And for TD and Cho, because I think you all were there when you last played them. Just talk about like what that was like. I mean, I feel like number one, playing another in-state school besides NSU is obviously fun because there could be some guys across from you that you played against in high school. But just what was that like? Again, hitting somebody besides yourself when you all last played them.
Well, we was just being recruited at the time, so we was coming in at freshman, so we wasn't even on the roster yet. But like it was a fun environment, just being recruited, being in the locker room, just seeing like this is what it could be like.
That's true. I forget. I'm so the COVID thing it throws me off because like 2020 went into 2021. I think eligibility wise. Okay. I apologize for that. Now you mentioned that like getting the environment. Now it's more of like an actual game day feel. Like you're playing somebody else. How big do you think that will be for you all to end spring playing? Closest that you can to a game. How big do you think that will be for you all heading into the off season and into fall?
I think that'll be a big deal. I mean, these guys can attest. Like game day is just it feels completely different from the moment you drive up to the facility from the time you're there, and it's good to get in that mode before it, I guess, technically counts for anything. So thankful we get to get that done and just get some of the young guys that are battling for positions right now, get them out there, get them the feel for it, get them a different opponent than ourselves, and just get everything. Get guys excited is the main thing about it. I'd say get guys excited, help them go out there and play free because that's going to pay dividends down the road in August.
Yeah, I feel like Jack hit it on the head. Just being able to just get those guys who doesn't have a lot of experience, just to put them out there and see what they can do whenever the lights are bright. And I'm just excited, just to go out and go play with my guys. Being able to cheer on the defense in the spring instead of always being against them. So I feel like it's gonna be a fun environment.
Yeah, I agree with both of them and saying I feel like we're gonna be able to get a sneak peek of what we bring into the table. So I'm just excited to see as well.
And that was the thing I was most excited about. I'm like, well, we get to see guys that haven't played a whole lot or at all, and then like in a more game type situation against somebody other than you all. So I feel like practice is cool and all, but like you all kind of know each other. But now going against somebody who you don't know and they don't know you, I feel like is a better indication of that. I don't think what else I wanted to ask. Now so far through I guess we're about halfway through spring, a little bit more than halfway through spring. Who are some names that maybe the fans out there should keep an eye on heading towards fall?
Receiver wise, I would definitely say keep a lookout for all the young guys, as in CJ Hagan. I'm excited to see what those two are gonna do. Definitely keep an eye out for Christian, our new transfer. He's good, and even the young guys in the room like Gavin and of course Shu. Everybody knows Shu. I would just say just keep a lookout for those guys, man. Gage. I know I'm just shouting out my receivers, but I'm gonna do that regardless.
Yeah, I feel like what TD said, like just keep the eye on the whole Cho line. Like it's 5 of us out there on the field, and we're bringing in more ball players that can bring a lot to the table. So just keep an eye on us.
Yeah, just to build off what those guys were saying, keep an eye on the entire linebacker unit and just notice the production is all. Keep an eye on Reese Roller, Kaysen Bird, Hank Puckett. Those guys are being extremely competitive this spring. I'm excited for all of them to get out there under the lights at the spring game and show what they can do. And then shout out Chain Gang, shout out the D-line. Look out for Wes, look out for Braden Smith. Those guys are going to be holding it down interiorly. I'm loving some of the new scheme things we're doing with guys. I'm excited to see what Darius can do, one of our transfers that was brought in. Johnny's been a consistent force. I'm excited to get back in the groove with him in the spring game. And then the back end, like I said, we moved some guys around. We got some new additions. I think we got some great speed at the safety position, and we got some more length at the corner position too with Ryan Stewart. There's just a lot of new guys running around, and I'm excited to see them all make some plays. So keep an eye on ABN for production.
And it's funny we all listing off all these names. I remember a time, and I don't know if TD and Trell were there, maybe you as well, Jack. Where like I don't recall so many names being like immensely talented. Where like if they go in the game, I'm confident that there will be little to no drop off at the majority of the situation. And I know I asked Terrill about this. Having that depth, as a starter, as a frontline guy, knowing that when you do get a breather, get subbed out, that the play on the field is not going to suffer. But like, truly, how big is that to know that the man behind you is extremely capable of getting the job done?
Man, I'd say it's everything. I mean, it makes me play harder, makes me more confident because I know I can go as hard as I possibly can. And if I fall out, if I get hurt and go down, if I'm too tired to go, I can hang my hat on that because I'm going to come off the field and I'm going to watch either my younger brother or one of my best friends, which is any of the other linebackers, come in, and they're going to go tear it up because I just did the same for them. So that's kind of what that feeling's like is you can just go 100% all the time because you don't worry about if you got to take yourself out or if you get taken out. I mean, you have forces coming in behind you, and you really got backup.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Jack, man. Just knowing that you can have somebody come in and you trust them and you trust that they gonna make a play is just major. Just knowing you can go out all out and just knowing that it's not gonna be any drop off. And I feel like our coaches are big on that. Just having depth, especially offensively, and how we do things offensively. You're gonna need subs. So I feel like that's just major.
Phil, you have anything to add to that?
Can you repeat it? I lost a connection.
Oh, about like how big having this much depth is for you all, knowing that when you all get subbed out or injury or whatnot, that the product on the field is not going to have a substantial drop off.
Oh, yeah, I feel like that's gonna be a blessing to know. Like, if something ever happens, like you got my back. Like, you're gonna go out there and you're gonna take care of business just as much as I would. So if there's no drop off, like, we're just gonna keep smiling at the end of the day. As long as we're getting the job done, that's what matters.
And I also wanted to ask because pretty much for the first half of last season, I mean, really, with the exception of Kearney and Central Missouri, I mean, by half, in the third quarter, most of you guys were on the sideline, done for the day. How big was that time not on the field, like physically for you all? How much did that help you down the stretch? Because I'm sure that that quarter or so that you didn't have to be on there, maybe put a little extra in your tank for the home stretch.
Man, I feel like it's just major, closing out games early and, getting ready for the next week. It's just great. And, also it's great just to get the younger guys in, they can feel a game setting, and it's good to have, your starters rested and ready to go for the next game the next week.
Yeah, I agree with TD big time on getting more guys in there. That's a big deal because I know one thing I've heard Coach Dorrell said, and I believe it goes like this, is your starters are going to win you games. Your twos are going to win you a conference championship. Your three deep is going to win you a national championship. And that's so true. I mean, it's important to have depth. Like Trell said, you got to have people that have your back and they're going to produce. And the way you know that is you go out there early and you jump on the opponent, and you take care of business, and you get some new guys in there and you just let them roll. So I'd say that's the biggest deal is getting those other guys in there along with how much it helps us physically, like TD mentioned.
And I wanted to ask you, Jack, because I did think about it at the time after the Washita Baptist game. But the success of this past season, winning the conference championship, that playoff game, doing it with your brother Hank, how much more special did that make this past season for you?
It made it so cool, especially being at home. Well, any game that we brought him to, we preserved his red shirt, so he didn't travel everywhere, but he did travel to some places. I mean, it's hard to describe how cool it is, especially because when I go out that tunnel at the very beginning of the day, and my switch starts to flip, him and I have a little intro that we do, just a little jump up and celebrate right before the game, and I'd say that's the big thing that prior to kickoff just gets me going. I mean, because I got to play with him in high school some, and he was a good football player. He just wasn't quite developed. But now I get to play with him, and he's a college linebacker just like I am. So, I mean, he's the same level as I am, and playing next to him now that he has that experience, I mean, it's pretty surreal. There's not many stories like that. So I'm pumped for this season too.
And TD, I wanted to ask because your alma mater Choctaw, I think I saw where they broke ground on what is it, like an indoor facility, something to that effect. There, seeing their success that I know you kind of helped establish there, seeing the growth. What does that mean to you?
I just feel like it's always good to look back and to see something that you started just flourishing, man. And I just love seeing all the new things they're getting. I know they have a new field. I know they're getting that new indoor facility. I just feel like, man, it's amazing just to see that, because I remember being out there and we had the hill that they're building the indoor on. It was just a hill that I used to just run up and down. My receiver coach would make me run up and down the hill in the off season. So it's just amazing to see that, man. I'm glad for them. I know they got big things coming up. Hopefully beat Bixby.
Gold standard.
No, for real though.
Gold standard.
Now, I do want to ask Montriel now because Mosley's gone, Noah's gone. Now that most of the call-out crew is gone, are you looking forward to now more peaceful locker rooms after Carl Albert Dell City games, or just in general seeing how they would just randomly start to talk mess to you for no apparent reason?
I mean, if anybody has something to say about Dell City, they're just genuinely hating. So that's honestly what it is. Because I don't just walk around just throwing up DC. So if Dell City is getting brought up, somebody's just hating for some reason randomly too.
Well, see, I think I was told, I don't remember if it was Mike Pope or somebody that said that like Noah Dobson would just randomly insert that in the conversations, like claiming that somebody brought up Carl Albert or something.
Yeah, no, he would. Like, we'll be talking about something random, and he'll walk over there and just be like, "Are y'all talking about how Carl Albert beat Dell City in the basketball game?" Like, he'll just say something that had nothing to do with the topic, and I just look at him like, "No, not right now."
So okay, but now so knowing now that at least from him won't be a thing anymore. Are you looking forward to more peaceful, uninterrupted conversations?
Yeah, I would most definitely like peaceful conversations.
And Alpha Jack, now it seems like the Bigsby hate here is just tough from all corners. I mean, what like do you get that because you all like the gold standard program that like you just assume majority of your teammates gonna hate on you? Like, I mean, how is that?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That's a fair assumption, but whenever they're all going at it, I don't really have to do anything. If I just hold up the number 4, that's enough said. That's enough for me.
Yeah, we don't argue with any teammates from Bixby. We kind of just give them a look and let them have it.
That's fair.
Jack stole a ring from me, man. So
yeah, I heard Bixby used to cheat, but I don't know. I never really challenged it.
I don't think it ever mattered.
I can attest that is true.
Yeah, so somebody must have paid the refs or something. I don't know.
Couldn't be us, freak. TD and I actually got a personal foul on each other in the state back in the day.
Facts.
That's a good memory.
Facts. We need to find that clip,
bro. I saw it the other day. I think it's on YouTube.
Well, okay, wait. So now who initiated the confrontation?
It had to have been TD. It was definitely TD.
Probably me for sure. I was probably mad we was losing and just like, I ain't gonna just sit there and take it. Like I'm a definitely.
You gotta say something. You gotta let some frustration off your chest.
Yeah, like I ain't gonna walk out of there with all that frustration, man.
Well, okay, but why Jack though? Like I feel like if you watch the game, I feel like 30 is somebody I wouldn't want to tick off. So like, why did you go at Jack?
I'm just going at the big dog, man. I see the biggest dude here. I ain't going at the little dog, man. I don't get no cool points for that.
There you go. I respect it. Head to head.
That's great. Oh man, for personal fouls and teammates, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Now I do have to ask now, Montriel. Now, is this the year that Del City can not only get past Carl Albert, but you think that this is the year they can make it and win the whole thing? They've been close.
I feel like every year is the year. We just got to capitalize. That's all it is. We be right there. Are you shaking your head, TD? Are you shaking your head?
I just don't see it.
I don't know why you shaking your head. Every year we're this close. It's just a minor
close,
mistake.
But we this close. Like we already.
Okay.
My boys got them a ring already, man.
Man, I'm a Muskogee fan actually now, so y'all.
What? See, look, big people saying they're Muskogee fans. Like, yeah, oh my, this is crazy.
Shout out Connor Ashley, bro. I'm not picking Choctaw. I'm not picking Del City. I'm a Muskogee fan.
Do y'all hear this? Now Jackson Muskogee fan, but he played at Bixby.
Bro, Bixby moved up. Like, I gotta pick a new 6A2 team.
I feel you.
I respect it.
I feel you.
I mean, plus it's still kind of Tulsa area. I feel like he can't pick a metro area team. He kind of be doing that area wrong. I mean,
exactly.
Facts.
Yeah, yellow. Now, as far as TD now, are your Yellow Jackets going to make another run this year?
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, we're always in the conversation, man. So now that Bixby's up out of there, like it's only one to run the show, man. The real golden standard.
I'll put a thumbs down. I don't know if you've seen that.
What are y'all? Y'all like 5A now?
Do it make a difference, bro? We're going to
Yeah,
be a
dude.
winner. We're going to be a winner this year. That's what we're going to be. So it don't
Y'all
make a
5A and y'all still ain't won, bro. Like that don't.
But we're a small school.
No, y'all not.
Yeah, we are. Are we not a small school? I thought we're a small school.
We graduated 200, bro. How many did y'all graduate?
199.
Cap.
Now, okay, now so now TD. Now I feel like though, if Choctaw falls short, I feel like you're never going to hear the end of that from Montriel. So
he
I
won't.
sincerely hope for your sake, sir, that they win it again. I mean,
yeah, my boy's gonna go win it, man. I don't got no doubt.
Oh, it's funny. Now, I know TTD's more of a hooper, so I want to ask him now. I know you probably saw Steph Curry go off 52 points there the other night. Are you still feeling confident in Golden State's ability to make a run this year, though?
I'm trying to tell y'all, man. When Golden State win the NBA Finals, I don't want to hear nothing from nobody. I'm turning my phone off because it's gonna happen, man. I already know it. I done told everybody that they gonna win it, and I got 100% faith that Curry gonna win him his 5th ring, man.
You said 100%?
100. I don't got no doubt. Like no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, because the Thunder's looking good. You know, Denver is still there. The Lakers are still there. Houston's still there. I mean, I feel like there's still a gauntlet. You gotta. It's not like you're playing in the East. You know, where half the conference has a losing record. I mean, you know, you're not gonna have home court for most of the series though either. Now, T. It's gonna be a.
Hey man, we got playoff Jimmy, and we got the greatest point guard ever, Steph. Like, I mean, Shea and them, they can have the MVPs, all that, man. We just want the rings. We don't care about the that type stuff no more. Curry too old to win an MVP now, so we just worried about the championships.
Okay. And now for Montriel and Jack, now refresh me again. Who are you all's pro football teams if you have one?
I'm just a fan of Tom Brady and Gronk.
Okay, so that would de facto did make you a Raiders fan since Tom Brady part owner, right? So
I would say more of a Patriots and the Bucks. I like that era of Tom Brady.
Okay.
And Gronk, like just how they just retired, came back, won one, and then was just like, you know what? Let's really just sit down, man.
It's too easy.
Yeah, like if you can do that, I don't know. Like I really don't know who else can just literally retire, go to another team, and then win, and then just sit back down.
Probably Steph.
We're talking about football.
Okay, but see, we're acting though as if like they just joined a scrub team though. Like I mean, Tampa Bay was good before they got there.
I agree. I agree, but like Tom Brady and Gronk was the missing key to that Super Bowl team, and they did what they needed to do.
Well, I mean, yeah, you don't have Jameis Winston throwing 30 interceptions. I mean, I'm sure that. What's wrong with acting?
No, that was around the time he was throwing like 20 touchdowns and 20 interceptions. Like you don't know what he was gonna do.
Right, it's hard to win with that now. About your run now, like we just, it's tough. I mean, and I feel like you get most people. What Mike Evans, Gronk, God Godwin. I feel like your odds playoff Lenny. I mean, you had a good defense. I mean, I just
yeah, I agree 100%.
Okay. And now, Jack. Now, did you have a favorite NFL team?
I'm kind of with Trail on this one. I've never been the biggest pro fan, but I follow individuals like that Bucks defense for that Super Bowl. That's one of my favorites I've ever watched. Derek White at inside linebacker from LSU. He's not a very tall dude, but he's stupid productive and stupid fast. Levante Bond was on that team. Whitfield, the safety. Those guys were just so fun to watch. And I like watching good edge rushers like Micah, just because I don't know. There's something that's not really in my job description, but when you watch a good one, it's really some art. So I just follow individuals, honestly.
And so now, who's your favorite linebacker in the league currently?
Man, currently, I mean, for the Lions, I've followed his entire career all the way from honestly, kind of from Wagner to Oklahoma State to Detroit is Malcolm Rodriguez, because same deal. He's a wrestler from Oklahoma, played at Oklahoma State, inside linebacker. He's not some 6'4", 250 guy, but he's just super smart, and you can tell he's a wrestler when he's out there playing. And I've had a ton of fun watching his career, so I always like rooting him on.
Now I want to ask now TD, because I'm wearing his jersey now. TD, for those that are watching, where can they get their own Terrill Davis jersey, shirt, merch, etc.?
You could definitely look up the UCO NIL merch Instagram page, and they'll have it on there. I need to put some on my page where people can find it. I haven't yet, but I definitely need to go do that. So after this, they can find it on my Instagram at Terrill Davis.
Okay. Yeah, I think I found it when I was looking at Jacobs, I think. I don't remember, but yeah, I was somewhere. I was surprised that many of you all had some, merch. So, like for the other two, is that something that you all are like ever interested in, like getting your own shirts, jerseys, things made, that people can go out there and purchase to help support you all?
I think I'm gonna look into it. I'm not gonna say I haven't had the chance. I just haven't yet, honestly.
Yeah, kind of like what Trail said, it's never really been something that crossed my mind that much. I mean, as long as my mom's got her shirt on that says my name on it on the back, then
yeah, honestly,
I'm kind of good to go. I mean, I love everybody. I love the fans. It's just not something I've given the most thought towards.
No, definitely. Shout out mom. She wear her, my cousin, my niece, pops, the whole family, like they wear a little shirt with my name and their number on the back, and like they make it on their own. Like, I think they even have like a little jacket or something too. So like when I see that kind of just puts a smile on my face.
There's like a good contingent of you all that families do that. I know. I think Andrew Carney's family does it. I think Cooper McCoy's family did it. I'm trying to think who else. Obviously, Montriel and Jackson. I think Madison's family did it too. Like I fully give them credit for that, because I mean that's custom gear of any kind is not cheap. So to go that all is
they want people to know who their babies is.
Yeah.
Well, I guess before I wrap it up, I don't know if he's watching or not, but your former teammate, Stephon Brown, he reached out to me last week. We chopped it up, and he wanted to pass along just like not only him, but like other guys from 2022, 2023, just to reiterate how proud they are of you all and how happy that you all were the ones to get it done, and that the lessons you all learned from them you put to good use. I know I brought this up, I think, after the Washington Baptist game, because Peyton Scott was there, Dante was there, Johnny Mizell was there, and Raekwon was there. Raekwon was several beers deep, but the rest of them were of sound mind. But like I just saw all the pride and the joy in their face, so I just wanted to reiterate that Steph did pass that along. So I'm passing it along to you that he is very proud that you all were able to finish. What they had tried to start. But I guess any final remarks from you all before we probably wrap it up here?
No, I appreciate you having us, man.
Yeah, just thank you
Appreciate
for having us. We appreciate you following and looking forward to the spring game and seeing everyone out there.
Honestly.
For sure. I'm hoping. I'm knocking on wood because I feel like every time there's a spring game, the weather decides they just don't want us to be great.
It has been like
Every
that.
time.
It has
Every
been
year.
like that. Just thinking about it, it's like completely poured though. Like not just sprinkled, like completely poured down.
And I feel like one time there was a tornado warning, and I was like, come on, why the day of? It couldn't be day after. It couldn't be 2 days before. It always the day of the spring game. So my fingers are so crossed, especially playing another team that we get to see the spring game. I'm disappointed if weather decides to strike again and then they got to cancel it, and then it's just tough. So I'm knocking on wood every day until the 17th that you all are able to play in that game, because I do intend to be there. Probably have to get there super duper early because I just know the way to. And I want to ask about that too. How big of an advantage was it all for this year to you all to have the crowds that you all had for those home games?
Man, it was just a major advantage, having
Yeah.
our sideline being filled. And, a lot of teams don't really travel that well. You will have some teams that travel good, but, just having just all the moment, that brings so much momentum when you got your fans over there after you score a touchdown or make a big stop and you got the whole stadium cheering for you. It's major. So we appreciate all the fans that come out and support us.
Yeah, when you feel like you're playing for somebody like outside of just your teammates and your family, like it just brings more enthusiasm to what you're doing. Like not only am I pumped up, but it's thousands of people behind me pumped up.
Mm-hmm. For sure,
It just
the
makes
energy
me
is different.
in the moment.
Yeah, just feeling like Trell said, like when you make a big play, you feel all the momentum of all those people behind you, and that was a big deal. Hadn't gotten to do that in a while, so to have that, we were extremely blessed.
Speaking of making plays, I almost forgot. I did want to ask Jeff. Now, what is the story behind your celebration when you get the sacks and the TFLs? What is the story behind that celebration that you do?
The land shark right here.
Yeah, I think that, and then do you do the one where you kind of like beat your chest?
Yeah, so I'll start with the one where I beat my chest. My redshirt freshman season, so 2 seasons ago. We all know we went 5-6. It wasn't the most successful season ever, but we traveled to Pitt State, and ultimately we didn't get the win. But defense, we had a pretty good outing that day, and I had made a TFL or something, and the first thing that came to my mind was I started crawling on the ground like a gorilla and beating my chest like 1-2. So that's where that comes from, and for some reason, every now and then muscle memory kicks in. And I don't know, it's just at the top of my list now, along with the others. I'm a rather emotional player when I make plays. I try to keep it sane in between the whistles, but if I make a play, you're gonna know.
And where did the land shark come from?
Man, the land shark goes. At this point, the land shark goes back a good decade, maybe longer. It's of Bixby lineage guys throwing it up, specifically defensive guys. Man, that's where I got it from. I got it from watching in 7th and 8th grade, watching guys hit it, playing with guys that hit it at Bixby, and now being in a position to make plays at UCO and hit it too. It's pretty fun to carry it along.
And now for TD, you all losing Delso. I know he was big on the celebrations. He almost got a flag 2022 against NSU for doing a little waddle dance. Knowing now that that's a hole that has to be filled, and seeing how you score a fair amount of touchdowns, are you going to pick up his slack from the touchdown celebrations, or is that going to be like a whole room effort to pick that up? Because I usually did kind of like seeing what he was going to do after he scored.
You can dance, TD?
Nah, I ain't really the dancing type, but like I'm gonna try to pick it up a little bit. I know people do tell me I gotta do a little bit more celebrate. I like to keep it simple though, just get back to the sideline, celebrate with the guys.
What now? I was saying, now there is a whole off season now. You can learn some dance moves now. I understand
Hey,
you gotta.
I'm gonna show you some, TD. I'm gonna show you something, bro. When we get to practice tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on a whole lot of come on mans in the team.
I will say though, the celebration you did against Fort Hays when you scored that fourth touchdown, though, that has been plastered all across the UCO social media. That probably is your best celebration in like your whole time, I think. So I mean that's. Like I said, Jacob was doing the waddle dance and everything else. I mean, there's kind of some high shoes to fill. So, there's got to be somebody doing the celebrations. Because Jalen doesn't really do it. I think Will does. I'm not entirely sure. And Dom's just Dom. I feel like he does. So, like, somebody's got to pick it up. I mean, you can't let the defense just have it all. I mean, between Jack and
I'm actually call a little meeting, man. We gotta have celebration practices, and hopefully they teach me something.
Celebration practices,
man.
I'm saying, I mean, you can't just be outshined by the defense there. I mean, I feel like Jack, Lamb, I mean, I feel like those alone, Wesley. I mean, like you can't, like you gotta. And it's kind of been a long run too, because like even if you go far back to Rob Fuentes throwing the tee up every time, I mean the offense is just now a lot in this category. So, I was just curious now because the flag bearer is gone, so somebody gotta put that up. Oh yeah, and then J-Mo was doing his thing. I mean it just was. Yeah,
you gotta pick it up, TD, bro.
Nah, we gonna figure something out, man.
Just start hitting the whip in the nay-nay.
Come on, man.
Can you do the stanky leg or something?
Bro, that's out of style, bro. I can't hit those.
Bro, that's not out of style. You're gonna bring it back in style.
I don't think I'm
Davis hits the stanky leg after his second touchdown of the day.
See, I think Trey has a point though, because I feel like you can briefly do the stanky leg and not draw the flag. Like you could do that in a couple of seconds and then stop.
All right, bet. Just because y'all said it on the first touchdown of the season,
you got to hit the stanky leg.
We're going to come back to this right here.
We're going to all stand around you while you do it.
You heard it here. You heard it here. TD's first touchdown will be a stanky leg. If that's not the case, I'm gonna have to ask you about that. We can just pull the footage here.
If TD don't hit it, I'm gonna hit it.
Trail gonna hit it for me. Nah, we gotta make that first touchdown. Got to be.
The whole offense just hit a stanky leg. Nah, we gonna get flagged. The whole offense is a stanky leg.
Okay, do you think Jet would hit the stanky leg though?
Yes.
Yes. If we all do it, we can probably convince Jet to do it. But you don't gotta
convince Jet to do it. He will do it on his own. Jet really got the best celebrations.
I mean, y'all just don't peep it. Y'all
gotta watch him.
Like it wouldn't be a passing touchdown. It could be fullback sneak. Y'all have to watch what he do if we score him.
I haven't noticed that then because I did not know Jet was on the upper echelon of touchdown celebrations. Okay, I have to keep
just
that
go
in mind.
every time we score. Just go back and watch Jet and just watch how he
Jet.
No, for real. Like we don't peep it until we watch it the next day. But he'll do something on his own. Like he'll get to dancing on his own.
Okay, well that's good to know. Okay. Before I let you all go, again, I greatly appreciate you all coming on. I appreciate you all support continuously, especially last season. I know and rightfully so, the media coverage for you all picked up, and so I'm glad. Myself, Ian, and I weren't necessarily lost in the shuffle, so we do appreciate that, and always appreciate you all support because, like I would say, without you all, I mean, it just really isn't what it has become and what it is. And to the fans out there, again, without you all, this isn't what it is. So, like, it's a whole group effort here, and so I'm glad that you all got the media coverage that you got. Hopefully, you get it quicker this year, like out the gate, preferably not after hands were forced. But I really highly hope that more comes your way in a more sincere manner, not of like a every other team in the state is bad this year, they're doing good, we have to cover you type of thing. Like they actually want to be there, and so I hope that's the case. But yeah, no, I appreciate you all for hopping on and wishing you the best of luck these next couple of weeks. Like I said, I plan to be there, weather permitting, on the 17th for that Southern Nazarene game, and hopefully it's good and we have a good showing and a good end to it. To the chat, appreciate you all for hopping on. I think this will be a video after the fact. That's the buffer, but it should be up to watch. If you go to the live tab on the channel, it should indeed be there. I appreciate you all coming out. Like I said, can't wait until the 17th. So TD Trail Jack again. Really, really, really appreciate you all. Hope you have a good evening, good rest of spring ball. Any final remarks, notes, comments, anything before we sign off?
Just thank you. Appreciate your support.
Appreciate it.
All
right. I appreciate you all, fellas. So, yeah, that will conclude tonight's live stream. Again, I appreciate everybody that's coming out. Again, you can watch this after the fact. Give it about maybe 10, 15 minutes. It should appear on the channel somewhere, live tab somewhere. It should be on a playlist, possibly. I don't know. But yeah, it should be up there, and I'll get it up on Spotify pretty soon. So again, appreciate you all as always. Roll Chos. Look forward to seeing you all on the 17th.
Yes, sir.